Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Note Closer Show. I think we're at episode 59 or 60. It is Monday. Here in the office at We Close Notes. We had an amazing weekend with our latest batch of fast track students who are part of the mastermind. So spent the last 3 days with them, really helping people put some systems in place, really develop a business plan, and really start taking action to start buying some notes. But today's topic is it's all about the crumbs. And so I just got off the phone with a potential investor in New York who came from a referral of a friend of mine. And he's in the private equity side and talking about he's done some deals, he's got some business partners that do some stuff, which is great. But he's like, I don't know the note game, but I want to know the note game. I understand the real estate side. I understand that margins are getting thinner on the fix and flip side or the REO side. And that's normal, not just in New York, that's normal all across the country. Traditional real estate investors are struggling to find deals. Now, what I love about the note business is we don't struggle to find deals. Now, have you ever seen the movie War Dogs with Jonah Hill and I can't remember what the guy's name is, Teller. The theme in that is that they make it in the cracks. They make their profits in the cracks. They make money on the crumbs. And sometimes you can make a big piece of the pie by really taking things down and building your systems in place. And as I mentioned that to him, hey, you see War Dogs this week, he goes, oh, I get it. It's so awesome because you're buying assets probably from the big guys sometimes, and then also making it like in the secondary market from other hedge funds. I'm like, yes, we're not buying from the big 5 or 10 banks, but there's a lot of banks out there that have stuff. They have a lot of crumbs they want to get rid of. They don't want to go back and clean the table. They want somebody to come back and take their crumbs and the other stuff and really make it happen. And that's what we do. As note investors, we basically buy the crumbs. We'll come in, people have hedge funds. The coffee's not kicked in yet this morning, but that's okay. Hedge funds and the big banks, when they buy these large tranches, these large pools, they have a specific business plan. And most of the time, it's targeting the higher priced assets. BlackRock was notorious for doing this, coming in and buying at roughly 85 to 93 cents on the dollar of all these REOs across the country. And so they have all this portfolio that they paid almost way too much for. So if there's a 10% market correction in the negative way, they're now underwater. But what is funny is you've started to see those big funds that have bought these REOs and pools like that and tried to turn the rental game losing money, okay, and starting to move their assets because even though they have cheap money, they need to get out of the deal. They see what's happening on Wall Street. Now, it's a funny business because as REOs get gobbled up, and I want to say it's probably more so not from the guru mentality of going out to workshops and things like that. I would probably blame the increase of real estate pseudo investors on Flip This House, HGTV, AMC. Anyone can do it. Like the whole flip or flop thing. That thing's flopping now. The young couple, the Turex or where they are, it's all over People magazine and stuff like that, where they can't even be in the same room and they're filming, they're getting divorced. It's just, you have to realize, everybody, that stuff is more fiction than fact. When I watched one of those first episodes and they're doing a foreclosure auction in a parking lot somewhere with 12 people showing up, that's not how it really is. That's not how it is at all. But people think, oh, I can do that. Or I can go out and pay 80 cents on the dollar, 9 cents on the dollar. I'm going to put 30 grand to it. It's automatically going to give me 100 grand in equity. That's not the case. And so we see a lot of real estate investors. We had several this weekend coming in that are struggling to do wholesale deals, to do fix and flips, to handle rentals because they don't see the deal flow. They're not seeing the deal flow like they did 7 years ago. Well, you don't see it like it was 7 years ago because the numbers and the market has changed. But one of the biggest mistakes that people make is they try to judge an orange by their numbers off of an apple. Okay? Their numbers and what they think is good is based off incorrect numbers right off the bat. I'm dealing with that right now. We've got somebody that's wanting to be part of the mastermind. He keeps making way low ball bids. He keeps saying, oh, my value comes in like 50 grand below that. Well, you have to justify this a little bit different. He won't listen to what I'm telling him. If he makes 4 more bids this way, I'm going to have to literally suspend him until he gets his ass here in Austin for a couple of days to go through, because he's not listening to what we're talking about. Okay? You have to learn how to get those crumbs. You have to learn the numbers and the exit strategies in those cracks to really make things happen. And while most real estate investors out there that do fix and flips will understand that their maximal allowable offer, their MAO, is usually 65% of ARV minus repairs and money costs. Well, that's great for a fix and flip. That's because a fix and flip basically has one exit strategy. Rehab it, sell it. Rehab it, sell it. Buy, rehab, sell. Buy, rehab, sell. That's one exit strategy. Those numbers don't work for debt investors. Why? Well, because a lot of times you're going to modify that loan, and it's going to be a 12-month process to modify that loan, get it reperforming, and sell it off. Or we get a deed loan and then sell it as an REO. Or worst case, we've got to foreclose and drag things out. There's a whole variety of other exit strategies you can make happen along the way, but you've got to be flexible in your business here in the crumbs you buy or the crumbs you digest to make the money that you want to make. Now, another example of just people doing stupid stuff is I made a mistake early on. I see a lot of new note investors come across this like, well, I want to foreclose on everything. I want to foreclose on anything. That's the worst mistake you could have made. That's the worst mistake I've ever made in my business. Early on, I expected to foreclose, so I'm putting out attorney fees and costs on the front end when I had borrowers that would like to stay that could have modified, but I didn't give them that opportunity. And so I could have had money coming immediately, and by the time I get around to foreclosing 12 months later, I could have had a re-seasoned note that I could have sold off at 85, 90 cents a dollar with cash flow along the way. So as they do in that movie, War Dogs, they get flexible in what they're doing, and sometimes they've got it through the triangle of death. Sometimes we're buying in rougher areas, like Michigan or Ohio or Chirac, okay? Sometimes you run into stuff like that you've just got to rock and roll some things. You've got to just tighten up your pants and cruise right on through with it. But not everybody understands that. Not everybody wants to foreclose. Not everybody wants to evict. This is a business, everybody. You've got to take action to gobble up those crumbs, or they're going to turn stale, and turn into dust. Any questions or comments from anybody out there?
Cody Cox said in regards to the fix and flip, if everyone can do it, why aren't they?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And
yeah.
then Laura Blanc says, good morning, looking forward to Wednesday in Note Camp.
Awesome. Yes. We have to give a big shout out to Cody Cox. Cody, you had a great blog last night that you posted. Great blog about your article on the Elkhart, Indiana asset that you're working on. I recognized the photo. It was just a great dialogue of your policy and changing and having to figure out BPOs and understanding taxes and value and title. Just a great blog on LinkedIn about what you post. And actually what we'll do is we'll find it and post it here in the comments for you. But very, very impressed. You're doing a great job with marketing, sharing your journey, and really knocking things out. The one thing I would maybe recommend for you, Cody, is not post it at 11 o'clock at night. Is keep it in draft mode and then post it first thing in the morning as you're leaving for the office. Because you're on the West Coast, all right? So you're posting. That's exactly it. You got to post it on Facebook as well. So good that you're posting on Facebook, but I would have probably waited till 10 o'clock East Coast time, which is about 7 o'clock your time, to post it if you can. You would have gotten probably a little bit more views initially, but as long as people keep liking it, just a great, great article on what you're doing. Great.
In the feed, one of the first things in the feed when most people are getting on to Facebook, so it's one of the first things they see.
Yep, that's good. He's got it posted to Facebook now, so great article. Just well written, and very proud of all the deals that Cody has closed. How many deals have you closed in the last 8 or 9 months, Cody? If you can comment on here, we'd appreciate it. Let you know. What's going on Wednesday? What are we doing Wednesday? I don't know.
I saw the two.
Draft,
Well, we're not, depending on what we see on the taxes, Wednesday I've got a conference call in the afternoon with somebody already. I've had scheduled before. So we may do the draft come Thursday. A redo of the draft from this last week.
I'm not sure, but Laura, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it as well. One big thing, everybody, we're less than 60 days out from Note Camp 3.0. And really excited about that. Note Camp is the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd of April. We kick off at noon Central Time on that Thursday. We'll have 4 or 5 speakers on Thursday, wrap up about 5 or 6, and we'll go all day, 9 to 5 on Saturday. 9 to 5 on Friday, 9 to 5 on Saturday, and then go from 9 to roughly 3 or 4 on Sunday. Just great content. All day Saturday, Sunday, there'll be dual tracks. What's that mean? We'll have 2 different speakers speaking every hour and a half, so you'll have the opportunity to watch somebody. If you've heard them speak before, you can jump over and catch somebody different. So, give you an idea, we've got a couple of the people we've had in the past. Aaron Young with Lawful Associate, who'll be back. Meryl Kaiser with Credit Sense, who got a big river review. Patrick Precourt will be given one of the keynote speakers. My buddy Jason Cisneros will be given one of the keynote speakers. Liz Bremer Smith, Dave Van Horn we've been on in the past. We'll have Lou Brown on, Duncan Weirman on marketing. Chase Thompson, of course, will be talking on there as well. Coming back Fawcett. We're really bringing on a lot of great people. We'll have pretty much 30 plus speakers. And so a lot of great content for a small investment in tuition of $297. Not only do you get to catch all these great speakers and watch them live, we've got a few tweaks to the software we're doing this time around. You'll be able to actually ask questions live via video. It won't be just via text, which is really, really cool. We're excited about that. You'll also get the replays. Everybody that comes also gets the list of registrants. We're expecting 500 plus people. So imagine coming to Note Camp for 3.5 days and walking out with names and emails of 500 note investors. Oh my gosh, could totally skyrocket your note business. Because literally, one of the best things I did years ago, and this goes back to 2009, I want to say, maybe 2009 or 2010. No, maybe 2011, is that I went to Noteworthy USA, the Noteworthy Conference, and they would have 600, 700 people used to have at the conferences there instead of 100 now. But I would go and I would just get as many business cards as I could, and I would ask questions specifically on something that the speaker was talking about. And one of the great sessions that I asked questions on earlier was about using video in your note business. And I was one of 2 people that raised their hand about doing video in their note business. And I got bombarded afterwards from about 60 people that were in the meeting spot who gave me their business cards and wanted to follow back up with me. Now, I walked out of that event with a couple hundred contacts. And one of the things I did is I followed up with that database to see, hey, where are they buying? What are they looking for? Were they looking to fund deals? And it really helped launch my note investing career to a whole different exponential level. And so that's what we try to do with Note Camp, is help launch you, take away all the bullshit excuses you tell yourselves about what you can or cannot do, and really help you network. I mean, we sent out a survey as well to everybody there. So what states are you buying in? Are you looking for first, seconds, performing, non-performing, residential, commercial, funding? Are you a vendor? And give those that fill out the database, fill out the survey, all that information as well to help you really expand your business. And I've seen a lot of great people do some amazing things after Note Camp, which is great. So, any questions or comments from people?
No, say hi, Greg Reed.
Hi, Greg Reed.
He's on there.
Hey, Greg. Really excited. Greg's spoken on Note Camp before. I'm really looking forward to, after Note Camp, literally going out to San Diego and speaking at Aaron Young's with Lawful Associate events, and then driving up the coast to see my buddy Greg Reed at Secret Knock. So, you guys probably saw a post from me out on Facebook about Secret Knock being the one event you can attend. It's like the #1 event you want to go to, ranked by Forbes and some other publications about being an amazing event. And Greg is just an amazing person, a mentor of mine, but a great event of being able to sit next to some, as I say it, entrepreneurs, celebrities, and business owners. Oh my. Just a great stuff of really made some great contacts at Secret Knock, high end. It's a great event to go from. Not a rah-rah event. It's a TEDx style kind of event with a lot of amazing people who are doing things, and really the most positive experience event I've ever been to. I walk out of that event and it's good for about 3 to 4 weeks of just positivity. We have Brian Ugg, the founder of Ugg Boots there. We've had Frank Shankowitz, the founder of Make-A-Wish. Clarissa Burt, Vogue model. Just so many amazing people. Les Brown is there. Got you hungry. I love listening to Les. So just a great group of individuals there. Gene Landrum, the founder of Chuck E. Cheese. Just the founder of the credit card. just so many great people to hang out with and sit knee to knee at round tables and get to network and know people and actually hear them speak on stage for short periods. No pitches, no sales, just all great content. So,
And you can see his fancy shoes.
and you can see Greg's fancy shoes. So if you're interested in more information, you can go to secretknock.co, www.secretknock.co, to check out Greg's event. But it's one of the must-attend events. It's one of the few events that I love going to on a regular basis. That and Aaron Young's Laughlin Associates events. Those are both two events that is a must for everybody as an entrepreneur, is what I like to say. So, any other questions, comments from anybody? We are rocking along here on Monday. So, what I want to leave you guys with today before we wrap up is, where are you stealing your crumbs from? Okay? Where are you going out and getting crumbs from? If you're not making any offers on any crumbs, you're not making any offers on deals, it's going to be really hard for you to make any money. And at some point, if you're just watching and learning, you have to take action. You have to quit researching every market. You got to research in every situation. Research is great. Knowledge is great. But it's only good if you put it to work. It's only good if you implement it. And I know so many people are scared of failing, but you have nothing to fear except failure yourself. All right? Nothing to fear but fear yourself. And the only thing that you do gain, the only thing that you do guarantee by not trying is failure, everybody. So if I can implore you to go out and look at some of the assets that we've posted from the last draft, make some offers, upcoming edited version of the tape that we will put out later this week, make some offers. You'll learn so much more by doing than just sitting on the sidelines watching. So if there's not any other questions or comments, we'll wrap it up for the day. We hope you guys go out and have an amazing week. It is the last couple days, last 2 days of February. Here, your year is 1/6 of the way done, everybody. 1/6 of the way. What are you doing to make sure the other 5/6 of the year is amazing? We'll see you guys all at the top, everybody. Bye.